It seemed like a routine tackle on a routine play. Seconds later, the man who made that tackle collapsed, suffering cardiac arrest right there on the field with a national TV audience watching.
Joe Burrow is so good.
And now another Bills player is down.
The Damar Hamlin saga captivated the sporting world, and the Buffalo Bills safety's story of survival and recovery eventually provided inspiration to many. But that night, when Hamlin's life was in the balance, was still one of the most frightening moments ever from a sport that has no shortage of them. We're looking at the scariest moments in NFL history, from a quarterback-similar collapse just weeks before Hamlin's in a game between heated rivals that ended a career, to one of the most notorious plays ever, which not only ended a player's career but changed his life forever. Many of these moments, thankfully, did not have such devastating endings. Even that notorious play had a bright spot. Although one player involved was sadly paralyzed on the field, he had a grandson who decades later went on to be a top NFL draft pick. On August 12, 1978, in a preseason game between the New England Patriots and Oakland Raiders, Patriots receiver Daryl Stingley was hit by Raiders safety Jack Tatum as both players went up for a pass. The hit, while legal, broke Stingley's back, rendering him quadriplegic. Stingley spent the rest of his life in a wheelchair, although he did eventually regain some movement in his right arm.
So there's no need to worry if you have been. I would just, tell him that to try to probably lift the burden that he's probably been carrying for, these last few years. If he's been that compassionate to think of me in that manner.
He also went on to work for the Patriots and wrote a book titled Happy to Be Alive. He died in 2007 at the age of 55. 15 years later, his grandson, Derek Stingley Jr., a star cornerback at LSU, was drafted 3rd overall by the Houston Texans.
With the 3rd pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Derek Stingley Jr.
Despite dealing with injury issues, Stingley was named AFC Defensive Player of the Month during the 2023 season.
Stingley with the interception!
And had one of his best performances in the Texans' blowout playoff win over the Cleveland Browns. He's considered one of the best young cornerbacks in the league. A star at Alabama and a much-hyped draft prospect.
With the 5th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Tua Tago.
Miami Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa's career has seen some incredible highs, but also some devastating lows, most of them due to injury questions. None was more frightening than early in the 2022 season. During a game against the Buffalo Bills, Tagovailoa took a hit from linebacker Matt Milano, got up, started jogging, then stumbled on the field, almost collapsing, as teammates had to hold him up. Controversially, he came back into the game and finished it. This was just a precursor to the following week, when Tagovailoa, to many people's surprise, given what happened versus Buffalo, started the game against the Cincinnati Bengals. In the second quarter, Tagovailoa's head hit the ground hard during a sack from Josh Tupou.
With the grain, and down he goes, slung down in his own 48-yard line. Josh Tupou, and
As he lay on the ground, his fingers were crooked, which experts have said is a sign of a brain injury. He was there for several minutes before being stretchered off. It was nearly a month before he played again. Tua said he considered retiring that offseason due to his head injuries.
What's best for me and my family. So, I love the game of football. If I didn't, I would have quit a long time.
But he chose to come back in 2023. He didn't miss a game, leading the Dolphins to the playoffs. This was really two moments, as the San Francisco 49ers defensive back first got his left pinky badly broken while tackling Timmy Newsome of the Dallas Cowboys in the final regular season game of the 1985 season.
Going there. Watch Ronnie Lott, 42, he comes up, makes the hit right there, and whatever it was his left hand. Because watch him right now. He knows the left hand or finger on the left hand.
That offseason, Lott had the choice of trying to make a full recovery, but would have caused him to miss time. So he made the shocking decision to have the tip of his finger amputated, and he started Week 1 of the 1986 NFL season. The move helped turn Lott into a legend, although he later said he had some regrets about making that decision. He did make 6 straight Pro Bowls afterward, won 4 Super Bowls for his career, and was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. On Monday Night Football versus the Cincinnati Bengals 2017, Pro Bowl Pittsburgh Steelers linebacker Ryan Shazier did something he'd done hundreds of times before. Went in for a tackle, But this one was different, as the seemingly routine play left Shazier on the ground grabbing for his back. He was paralyzed.
Break on the ball and went in there with his head down, and that's never a good thing.
Shazier was taken to the hospital. He had suffered a spinal injury that required surgery. He never was able to return to the field. However, Shazier said he was given a 20% chance of walking again, but less than a year later, he was jogging. The following year, he danced at his own wedding. In 1991, Detroit Lions offensive lineman Mike Utley became paralyzed with a spinal cord injury while blocking in a game against the Los Angeles Rams. He was never able to walk again. However, Utley stayed active, lifting weights and even scuba diving. He also started the Mike Utley Foundation, whose aim is to find a cure for paralysis. He even made the foundation's logo a thumbs up, the same thumbs up sign he flashed to fans as he was taken off the field right after he was injured. Sadly, the NFL does have a harrowing story, one with no real happy ending. On October 24, 1971, in a game between the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions, Lions wide receiver Chuck Hughes tragically lost his life. It was late in the fourth quarter, and Hughes collapsed without being hit. Legendary Bears linebacker Dick Butkus was near Hughes, and he knew something was wrong and flagged down medical staff who rushed in to treat him. He was then taken to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead. He was just 28. An autopsy showed that he suffered from undiagnosed heart disease. Hughes is believed to be the only player to die on the field during an NFL game. The most recent incident on this list was surely the most frightening for the largest number of people, as it came on Monday Night Football late in the season in a game between two AFC contenders. It seemed like a routine play, with Cincinnati Bengals receiver T. Higgins catching a pass from quarterback Joe Burrow in the middle of the field, then Bills safety Hamlin making a regular tackle. But Higgins' shoulder collided directly with Hamlin's chest. It was a hard hit, but nothing unheard of. Hamlin even got up off the ground, but he quickly collapsed. Medical staff were out there within seconds and administered life-saving treatment for Hamlin, who was taken to a nearby hospital in critical condition. Hamlin had suffered from commotio cordis, a rare but not unheard of condition in which a blow to the chest during a very specific moment causes cardiac arrest. It was extremely fatal, and that night the world watched, unsure if Hamlin was going to pull through. But because of the quick work of everyone involved, not only did Hamlin survive, but he was able to recover and return to the Bills to play less than a year later, even appearing in both of Buffalo's playoff games in the 2023-24 season. This tragic event ended the game altogether out of respect for Hamlin.